the place that you care so much about and the people you care so much about have had this tragedy happen in our midst that we never thought we'd have to deal with.
And yet, we look around at some areas, even in the scorched parts of the forest, grass has started growing. There's daffodils in some area, and there's life still.
Yes, and that's the phase we're in right now, and we're recovering. We think we're making a lot of progress in recovering, and we're going to help our folks in every way we can recover. And that one of the things that we're doing here in the county and with the city of Gatlinburg and city of Pigeon Forge is we're establishing a long-term recovery team that their sole purpose and goal, and they're not going to be connected with government, although we're going to provide them a little some funding to start up with. Their sole purpose is going to be to meet the unmet needs of people that have been affected by the fire. And that's what we think we need. The governments aren't set up to do that kind of thing. We're going to be dealing more with infrastructure and budget and other issues like that. But someone who gets up every morning thinking about the folks, the 1,200 families that have been directly affected, the 2,600 homeowners that have lost so much. We're going to have folks that get up every morning thinking about how can we help them, what are their needs and what we can do for them. And we think it's going to take 2 to 3 years to move down the road enough to where those folks are back where they need to be.
Yeah. What have you, in just talking to people and kind of now that we're a couple months into this with recovery, what have you identified or noticed or kind of seen as maybe the biggest or some of the biggest hurdles that people are facing or trying to deal with?
I think just from what I've seen is getting over the emotional part of the magnitude of what happened on November 28th. We've had, during my years here, I've seen floods, I've seen some fires, and we've seen some disasters, but never of anything of this widespread, this happened so quickly, or the magnitude. And just, I think folks just, that sinking into them and them trying to move on with their lives from that, losing so much is what I've seen. But as I've said so many times, we've seen a lot of tragedy, but out of that, in the midst of all that, we've seen so much good because we've had donations come in, not just across from Tennessee, but from across this entire nation. We've seen what Dolly has done, so many other organizations, and that's been the good that we've seen. We've seen our people here in the county, our citizens, neighbor helping neighbor, stepping up and doing, going above and beyond just to help one another and support one another. And so all of those things have been good things that have come out of the midst of this tragedy.
I want to ask you one question, but I'm going to ask
Sure.
it two different aspects. What is your biggest focus? What is your biggest concern with businesses right now?
What we want to do is, and we're working with the state to do this, and all of us are working together. The cities of Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and Sevierville's working with the county, and we're working with the state to try to get some more funds to get the word out there that Sevier County is open for business. That's important that people come back and visit us because it's our economy is obviously tourist driven. That provides jobs for our citizens, income for our citizens. So right now that's the biggest hurdle because folks have across the nation seen the worst. They've seen the fires and on a lot of the national networks, and so many of them think, well, everything up there is burnt down. Well, it's not. Sevierville and Pigeon Forge are completely intact, Dollywood and those attractions are. And then if you go in Gatlinburg, as you all have seen, the downtown area is completely intact.